Well, countdown. 5 minutes. Game show. Have a
Don't claim to know your story, don't even have my own. In the search for glory, gone with them sacred rules of old. They went missing down Highway 49. Devil's at the crossroads, sitting doing time. Man discovered, passed down from saint to sage, like a kind-hearted lover who's been lost on this stage. Went missing down Highway 49. Devil's at the crossroads, sitting doing time. Crossroads, sitting doing time. Junkie and the jigger just seen who done the crime. Captain pulled the trigger, guess who's doing time? They went missing down Highway 49. Devil's at the crossroads, is he yours or is he mine?
There we go. A little bit of music as we do the pre-stream picture. I'm gonna hunt down some more great diddlies that or to get the blood moving. 5, 7, 15. Got one person on the stream. Anyone else joins us? It's fine. Saturday evening. We have it. Time to take her live. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Coming to you direct from the Brewery Overlook in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. I'm John Overall, and This is the Saturday evening wrap-up of all things WordPress that I've managed to locate over this past week. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're useful, sometimes, well, you judge for yourself. But I'm going to continue doing this show, for a while to come and see if we can actually build a bit of an audience here. It'd be kind of cool. I really enjoy when people show up, ask me questions. One of the great things here is that aside from covering the news and information, I'm willing to answer questions for people the best of my ability, talk about plugins, WordPress needs, whatever your site is after, who knows, I may help you solve your problem. But lacking anything there in the chat box, let's take it forward and start in. This is just a YouTube show. It does not go out to the podcast stream. It is strictly the channel. So to get this, you need to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notifications when we're going live. Let's move into the latest piece of news. Oh, before I go, this show brought to you by...
Take the work and worry out of maintaining and caring for your WordPress website. JohnOverall.com has 20+ years experience and offers hosting, maintenance programs, emergency support, and more to keep your site up to date and running smoothly. We offer free estimates and only bill you for the time used, not by the block. While you're caring for your business, let JohnOverall.com care for your website. Think of us when you think of WordPress. Visit JohnOverall.com.
Absolutely. Everything I can do for WordPress needs. See me at johnoverall.com, especially if you're looking for high quality WordPress hosting that doesn't leave you hanging out in the wind. All right, let's dig into the news. What little bits of news do we got this week? First up, we have an article in from SC Magazine. And this one is talking about the new feature that, well, I was looking forward to in WordPress 5.1. It turns out that this might not be such a really cool feature until they figure out how to lock it down. One of the big problems with it, it's the white screen of death protection. And if you've been around WordPress long enough, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The white screen of death is something that occurs, you activate a plugin, and poof, your whole screen is suddenly white. You can't access a single thing in that website. So what they've done is they've come up with a way so that the white screen of death is prevented, and a log notice is noted in the back end to tell you what is going on so you can debug and fix the problem without all the headaches of getting in there, deactivating the plugin, figuring out what went wrong, etc., etc. This helps you to solve the problem faster. But what they found is that an unintended feature in this, that hackers could use this fatal error execution to cause a fatal error on a website, and that opens the website up to all kinds of exploits. And this sort of thing could lead to massive issues with a WordPress website. So this is something you need to be aware of. I'm sure they're working to plug this and fix this hole as quick as they can, because this is a fantastic feature. See it. One of the best things I think that WordPress would be doing. Keep that in mind. This is actually a really good. What else do we got this week? Another great article here. This one here is from WP Mayer. WP Mayer, great guy. Actually had him on the WP Plugins show way back 2 years ago. He appeared and talked to us about miscellaneous things. You have to dig through our archives to find out information. But he's got an article here about the 15 worst web hosting practices. Watch out. And this is actually an excellent article. It talks about some of the things you want to look out for if you're looking to change hosting. Of course, I'm always talking about johnoverall.com hosting. I run a small hosting business, not massively huge. It is exclusive hosting. In other words, not everyone who applies gets to be on my servers. I am very choosy about the clients I take for my servers. I like to ensure that they're people that take care of their websites and do the best they can. Traffic is irrelevant. I've got clients that get as much as, 40,000 visitors a day on my servers. That's not a problem. It's the problem of whether or not they manage their websites appropriately. Anyway, here's what they have to say. They brag about having fast performance servers when they're actually painfully slow. Now, this is a very common problem amongst web hosting providers. They're always bragging about how fast they are, and then you set up an account and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, a basic WordPress website with no plugins takes 20 seconds to load. What gives? Anyway, Bluehost, GoDaddy, HostGator, those guys are some of the biggest culprits for this. They're really aggressive in their advertising, but you'll be surprised how many people complain about their server performance. I'm not surprised. I've moved so many people from those hosting platforms. It's not. Used to move them to other companies, but not anymore. Well, I don't refuse. I will move someone to another company if they absolutely insist. I will try to talk them as best as possible. My services are not cheap, but then again, we always get one. Number 2, a really bad user interface that isn't worth services' cheap value. Now, this is a big one. Now, you'll find many hosting providers have finally moved on to the cPanel interface. And for a long time, there's been many hosting providers that I've dealt with over time that used their own custom user interface. Such a nightmare to navigate. I've still got a couple of oddball services, hosting services. While the service is good, the interface is a nightmare. Anyway, you want them to be on cPanel if all possible, mainly because cPanel become the industry standard. It's really easy to use. It has everything needed. A good hosting company can customize it if they want to or need to. So it's really quite the nice thing. Number 3, they take hours for you to get connected to someone to help you out in an issue. This is pretty common amongst some of the big providers, especially amongst parent company for others. There's the parent company. You reach out with tech support or put a ticket in, it takes hours to get back to you. Number 4, they charge you for things you had no intention of buying. Imagine being billed for a bunch of domains you didn't want to renew. Of course, there's a chance you agreed to it without noticing, and this is a pretty common practice. They charge you for all kinds of additional. GoDaddy's a big one for doing that. I've had clients I've helped move off GoDaddy that emails this extra stuff that they were never even, just that when they signed up for the package, they didn't realize all the little boxes were and $40 for what cost them $12. They offer you unbeatable prices, but make you regret it once you find out how crappy their server performance is. They charge you a month earlier than mentioned without warning and deny you. When you run into trouble, they try to upsell you on Website Builder, promising everything should work fine. Well, that's kind of right. They generally, what I find is when you run into troubles, they try to upsell you on a bigger hosting package, which is the oddest thing to me. It's like bigger hosting package. They just keep upselling. I've had clients that, they started out on $7 a month hosting. By the time they reach me, they're paying almost $35 a month hosting, which is what my hosting is. And they've just been upsold all the time, every time they run into a problem. And now they come to me with another problem and they want to upsell them again to yes. And that still might not solve their problem. What you need to do is fix their problem. They make it hard for you to tie a domain name purchased for somewhere else or transfer a domain name out. Yeah, this one's pretty common, although some of the companies have gotten better at it. WordPress.com used to be a nightmare to transfer out a domain name. Made it a little easier. Same with, but there are companies that they offer their hosting for free, but you have no control over most of the back end. Well, if you get free hosting, you deserve exactly what you get. Free hosting Well, let's face it, folks. If you get anything free, you are the product. The way it works. There is no such thing as free. There's no free lunch out. They sell you unlimited hosting, but they force you to upgrade once your website stops being a ghost city. Now, this one's kind of an interesting one. It's unlimited hosting, unlimited come see us, unlimited bandwidth, unlimited space, unlimited etc. until you read the fine print. That fine print of unlimited, limited X number of endnodes, limited X amount of CPU use, limited. There's all kinds of limits in there, but they say it's unlimited. Well, it's unlimited storage space. Well, unlimited storage space, but limited endnodes. And if you don't know the difference between an endnode and storage space, endnode is every individual file. Storage space is you might have one file that takes up 150 megs, and you might have one file that takes up 25K. That's 2 endnodes. WordPress itself has over 4,000 endnodes. I believe it's over 4,000 files. So this is what happens. Every file you upload, and if you upload crap loads of small little itty bitty files, you can rapidly endnode limit or CPU limits. There's a lot there, and then they just try to upsell you on a bigger package. Here, buy our next service package up until they hit the max, and then say, hey, here, buy our VPS service. They give you the same problems after switching from a free to a paid plan. Well, if you're on a free service, you're going to get what you want. Even I don't believe for the most part. They use annoying and cheap advertising methods that overpromise and underdeliver. They don't place enough attention and effort on improving security to protect their users from hacking and identity. Now, this one here is one in itself. If you've read complaints about people getting hacked while using a specific hosting company, and there was a specific hosting company, something about nightmares, nightmares. They had such poor servers. I think they've improved it, but they had such poor servers for a long time that everybody on the servers was. It's like it was a common problem across it. All I can remember is nightmare. So anyway, this is a good article to go read over, thoroughly come to grips with. Next thing up here, I got another article here for you. This one is from Copyblogger. It's how to make WordPress sites load 72.7% faster. This is a nice article to go read through, and I'll get this stuff dumped in notes. That way you can easily get the you need from this. This tells you how to deal with the DNS system on here, get your WordPress hosting caching, theme and plugins. It's a whole lot of things in here to help get this moving a whole lot faster. Another article from Copyblogger, The Truth About WordPress Performance. This is a PDF document that you can link that I linked to here. And it's some stuff about WordPress performance not being origins, performance ecosystem, solve for real problems with real data. This is a pretty detailed, it's 41 pages of links, so it's something you may want to go and check out. Quite nice. Are now in the show notes for this show here. I just put them in there. So you'll want to go check that out. Next article we got out for you is a CMS article from Yoast, and it's CMS market share, a numbers analysis. And this is Yoast. He got promoted. If you hadn't been paying attention to WordPress over the last week or so, know that Yoast got promoted to marketing for WordPress.com, more so than it is for WordPress. And this is talking about how big the market was at the beginning of 2020. Projections 33. 32%. So WordPress itself was still growing. I personally think it's going to level out itself for a while and kind of hang there because they did so much damage last year. A lot of people are no longer fully trusting WordPress. I mean, I trust the software well. Don't always have the faith in. There's no such thing as a benevolent dictator. Every dictator eventually goes absolutely instead of just history is that time and time again. Okay, next up here, let folks know that haven't discovered it, WordPress.org repository. When you go searching now for a new plugin, you will note that it has a blocks section. And this is very useful because now you can go searching not only for themes, regular plugins, but now you can go searching for specific blocks just for WordPress or WordPress itself in the matchup. One of the most interesting things I know always does, they always put their top 2 faves up. TinyMCE, they're not alphabetized, not in there by date. They're got 16 pages of now. So, and they're still adding to them. When I checked this the other day, there was only 14 pages, so it's increasing. Adding blocks into it. They've got them installed. Prevents calls and at any rate, this is a very useful looking for a specific block for your WordPress. Something to check out and find out a bit about what is happening. Where are we at? And in the world of security for WordPress, WordPress security, a never-ending feat of things that have to be dealt with. This is an excellent article in here, and it's all about the latest threat to a stealthy malware and describing itself or disguising itself as a WordPress. This is a spam-injecting malware that has been plaguing some site owners and disguising itself. According to analysis from security, a customer opened a malware removal ticket, some weird URLs, had no access to their logs in terms of cause, but generally caused by in WordPress themes. The license key is a place where the webmaster might expect to find an section. Attacker formatted the encoded injector look like a So this is a slightly new way. I hadn't seen security where the into license key, fake license key route. But for every advance we make, it's like a massive arms race. With time we get something advanced, hackers come along, find out. Okay, that's all the articles I've got this open for questions. Has any stream if you see what else do I got to chat about. I'm pretty sure I could do a little chatting here briefly about upcoming events for WP Ed. Have of course the Thursday podcast that goes out, but I'm also doing next month's meetup. February 20th, going to be talking about February 20th. It's going to be me talking about WordPress security and recovering from disaster. Now, to give a brief summary on what some of the things I'm going to cover is one of them I'm going to talk about, do you have a backup or do you have a backup method? And this backup method is to be good and solid, regularly practiced, without fail. Automation, very best way to. The reason it sticks to me and the reason I'm so happy about it, I back things up really. So paranoid. I keep dozens of versions of got backups. Some of that stuff had more than once saved me. And just recently, this last week, backing regularly saved my ass again. Working on developments, doing a lot of development work. Just finished doing a bunch of updates in it, fine-tuning, and I backed it all up, working beautifully. And I don't know what occurred, but I left the site, anything for 3 days, came back to it, everything was broke. All the layouts were broke, my fonts were wrong, the CSS was all messed up, and I had no idea what occurred. It didn't appear hacked. I find a hacker had there and done figure out what is wrong. Something just got corrupted, system out of whack. The only thing I sort of thought might have occurred with that was I had updated one plugin just before I exited, and I checked it, but I could have been looking at a version, why it seemed fine. And that one plugin may have caused a problem. Changed my CSS because it inserts a CSS system, but stop that. Could have reinserted it. At any rate, I couldn't find the problem. Actually, what I remembered was I had a backup, and I just went in, stored my backup of everything that was there previously, and poof, all fixed. This is the biggest thing you want to do. You want to have a backup. Weekly backups are fantastic. If you do site on a basis, you need backups. Only update every week. You only need a weekly backup. I do monthly backups. I do daily, weekly. I do so many backups. And another reason why you want is that it's possible you could back something up and it might be corrupt. I had this happen several years ago, in that I had a computer store, and I was backing up all of it. And then one morning I logged in, and my database was back to that was correct. That was correct. I had to go back because I kept 50 backups because I'm just kind of paranoid. Good. I had to go back 7 back before I was able to get a uncorrupted. Basically, it got corruption forward. Granted, I lost 7 days worth of sales data, but I didn't lose everything. I could have lost 4. And this is the reason. Backups. Religiously. Don't even hesitate. Backups, backups, backups. All right, well, that's all I've got. If you are unable to attend the event here in Victoria on February 20th, be sure to tune in. This will be broadcast live on YouTube. It'll be broadcast live on this YouTube channel. It starts at 6:30 p.m. 20th. It goes for about an hour, and I do have a speaker that night. Dean will be presenting on systems and them. this is going to be a very good seminar. He's talking about different email systems, Office 5, IMAP top. Of course, I disaster cover. Yeah, it looks like that's everything I've got here today. I've got no questions. I appreciate those that have come in and tuned in live. If you come in and listen to us at a later date, make sure you tell other folks about this. And if you're really enjoying everything, please head over to wppluginsA.com and donate. Every little bit can really help and support the show. And feedback too, wppluginsA.com/contact to all feedback about this, or leave something in the show notes or in the comments below. That's really all I got for you. So take care now. Bye-bye.
Reminders for the show. All the show notes can be found at wppluginsA.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the Friday newsletter for more useful information delivered directly to your inbox. WP Plugins A to Z is a show that offers honest and unbiased reviews of plugins created by developers because you support the show. Help keep the show honest and unbiased by going to wppluginsA.com/donate and set the donation level that fits your budget. Help us make the show better for you by subscribing and reviewing the show at Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and in the iTunes Store. You can also watch the show live on YouTube, check out the screencasts and training videos, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of all new videos. Also, follow the show on Twitter at WPPluginsA to Z. John can be reached at his website at johnoverall.com or send him an email, john@wppro.ca. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.
Oh, now.